Welcome to Is It Covered, where we break down real stories and answer the big question, is it covered? Hosted by father and son duo Bruce and Brian Chapman of the JD Chapman Insurance Agency. This podcast will help you navigate the world of insurance with stories, tips, and answers that really matter. From personal to commercial coverage, we've got you covered. Now, let's get started.
Welcome to another exciting insurance adventure of Is It Covered? This is our podcast with Brian Chapman and Bruce Chapman from JD Chapman Agency, where we break down real stories and answers to the big questions. Is it covered? It's hosted by, as I'd mentioned, Brian and Bruce Chapman from JD Chapman Agency, and we try to offer insights into insurance scenarios that matter. Today's scenario, keep in mind that every claim is different and every experience is different. And you really, if you have a claim, you need to run that by your insurance agent because the outcomes may not be exactly as we say they are. But this is, in our experience, the way things have worked out. So today's claim is all about lightning strikes and how they can blow out appliances and destroy your appliances. Brian, take it away. Tell us the storyline on this one.
Again, another claim that I've personally dealt with. So imagine this: you're at home and you've got a thunderstorm that's brewing.
A wicked thunderstorm.
A wicked thunderstorm, right? Yeah, you're not sure what it's going to produce: hail, lightning, wind, thunder, whatever it might be.
You're looking at your little map on your phone, and it's purple coming over your house.
And there's a million little lightning strikes all of a sudden everywhere.
Bad things are going to happen.
So you're kind of in your living room or what have you, and you're looking out your window, and all of a sudden there's this massive crack.
Yeah.
And it hits the transformer outside,
mm-hmm.
and then all of a sudden everything in your home blows and goes at once. I'm talking your refrigerator goes, the TV goes, you might have some sparks, all your appliances.
Light bulbs.
All your light bulbs. I talked to an insured that this happened, and she said that it basically went from light to dark to light instantly, and then there was nothing.
Yeah.
And then you take stock. Maybe the storm goes through, and you take stock, and you're going back through, the power comes on.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that power comes on and blows some more things, but now you're looking, okay, my TV doesn't work, my laptop's fried, my dishwasher, I don't want to hand wash dishes, my dishwasher's fried, refrigerator, everything is completely toast.
Absolutely.
So, what's the deal with this type of claim? I mean, can I, does my insurance policy cover this?
So as you may remember in your Insurance 101, lightning is a basic covered cause of loss. So a lightning strike and the damage that it causes would be covered, not only if it hit your house and burned your house, obviously that's covered, but it's sudden damage. So most homeowners, I say most because the ones we have would cover power surges. Sometimes you might have, it didn't strike directly, but there's a brownout situation. So there's half power coming to your house and that burns things out. Those can be issues also. Typically what I found when having a claim like this, that they wouldn't cover things that had tubes in them, like your old tube television, which I don't know that anyone actually has a tube television anymore, which surprised me. But from my understanding, tubes are not covered. So take care of your old tube radio.
Okay, but like your regular flat screen or LED TV, something like that, you'd typically be good for.
For sure. Yep. And all the motors that it damaged, I mean, it can create huge damage. The other thing too is oftentimes you'll find that you overlooked something. So you may have put your claim in, been paid for it, and you could go back and say, hey, I just noticed that this other TV that we didn't really look at very much is blown too.
So you can contact the agent or the insurance company. So I know in the claim that I dealt with, they went to an outbuilding where it had a water pump.
Yeah.
And it was about a month after, and they went to fire that water pump up, and it was not pumping water.
Supplemental claim. Yeah. All day long. Mm-hmm.
So how do they determine do I need to keep a list of all the stuff that's damaged, or does the adjuster go through all that with me?
So when the adjuster comes out, together you'll go through that. Probably ahead of time, you'd want to make a list of all the things that are damaged. You would probably be a good idea to maybe go online if you have that ability after your big strike and kind of get an idea of the replacement cost on a lot of those items.
Perfect.
Keep in mind that they're going to pay you the actual cash value of those items. And then as you replace them, they'll give you another check to bring it up to replacement value. So I use the example of a lot of people. Let's say there's 2 people in the house and you have 5 televisions, right? That's not unusual these days. You're only going to really replace 2. So they're going to give you the actual cash value for all 5, and then they'll give you the replacement value for the 2 that you did replace.
Okay. That
so
makes sense.
that is something to be aware of. And that's pretty typical of all kind of contents claims.
Gotcha. Okay. And so if I have a issue with what the adjuster comes back at in terms of, what I'm getting for that value or that piece of equipment, is that where you can kind of provide the research you were talking about of, hey, I can buy this same kind and quality for this on the regular market and kind of work with them to get to an agreement? Or is it a one-time deal and then you can't
No,
change?
absolutely. There's negotiation there. And that's true of every claim. If you're really not satisfied and you really firmly believe that you should have more, there's some negotiation that can still go on. And that's where hopefully your agent's going to come into play. I know we do that all the time. We will advocate on behalf of our insureds to try to get them the best possible settlement.
Well, I remember, what'd you say? Some of the best days are in insurance are when you can get a claim paid, or what was it that you said?
Well, one of my favorite times is when there's a claim that's denied, but I can show them how it should be covered, the adjuster, and that always makes me feel good.
Good.
A couple prevention tips, though. Surge protectors are huge, and you can get a whole house surge protector that goes onto your box there, your circuit breaker box. And remember, before we had another episode, sometimes it's better to spend the money up front. Spend your deductible up front to try to prevent claims. This is a place where you can prevent claims, and a good surge protector on your electrical box, your circuit breaker box, would go a long way to help that.
That's so important.
I can't guarantee it would do it 100%, but it would help.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
So that brings us to our famous question. So is it covered, Bruce?
It probably depends, but in my opinion, and hopefully yours too, I say it's covered.
Very nice. Very nice.
Right.
As always, we encourage people to reach out to us, Macedon at jdchapmaninc.com, with any claim scenarios that maybe you'd like us to break down. We're an open book. Feel free to ask us questions. We've got a wealth of knowledge in our office. So that, I think, concludes it for this week. Anything else from you, Bruce?
Nope, that's it.
Awesome. We'll see you next week, everybody.
All right. Yep.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Is It Covered podcast. To learn more about how JD Chapman can assist you with all your insurance needs, please visit our website at jdchapmaninc.com or call us at 315-986-4062. JD Chapman, we've got you covered. This podcast provides general information only and does not offer or bind insurance coverage. Coverage cannot be changed or confirmed through this podcast, email, voicemail, or fax. Insurance only takes effect once confirmed by a licensed agent. For specific coverage details, please call us at 315-986-4062. All coverages are subject to the terms, conditions, and exclusions of the issued policy, which may vary by state. This podcast does not provide legal, tax, or financial advice. Please consult a professional for those needs. Links to other sites are provided for convenience. We don't control or endorse their content. Any claims scenarios discussed are hypothetical. Coverage decisions depend on the specifics of each case.